Okay, before you can see the rest of my head, I just want to warn you, I have really weird pigtails in with non-matching scrunchies. Normally, I would be mortified and ashamed for you to see me this way, but if I tell you about it before you see it, all of a sudden I don't care anymore. This is an early morning video that I need to make for a friend before I forget. Here's the scoop. This would be good for anyone who feels tentative doing the mermaid on the box and does not like the idea of rotating the leg or lifting the hips up. That kind of guarding you're doing to protect yourself is stopping you from getting all the benefits from the exercise. So I'm making videos today that are matching. This is a standing one, there'll be a laying down one and a kneeling one. That way, no matter how you're comfortable working, you can work on this issue. Okay, so for the standing version, you're going to be side facing to a chair. You need a chair back and the seat during this workout. It's just a quickie. I don't want to call it a workout, little baby workout. Okay, stand with enough space away from the chair that you could lean into it. And then I'm going to have you stand with your feet in a comfortable turnout. Don't strain for your biggest, just about 45 degrees. Okay, we're going to take your outside leg, bend your knee so that you're on the ball of the foot, or if you prefer it this way with the tip of your toes down, you could do that as well. I want you to put your outside hand on your hip just so you can feel where your pelvis is, and just turn your leg in and out. Just your natural amount of pivot. And with your hand on your hip, you should be able to sense the difference between your leg rotating in the hip joint versus your pelvis moving. Now we're going to add a little pelvic rotation into this by sweeping your leg on the floor. Like you're drawing an infinity sign, you're going to turn your knee in and drag it across the midline, turn it out, and slide it out to the side. My inside leg is just doing a tiny bend at the knee to like unlock my pelvis on the other side. Now I want you to add one more little bit to it. So we're going to go across, out, and I want you to extend that leg, both your standing one and the one we're sweeping. So I'm going to go in, out, rise up, and just a little bit into the air. So I'm still dragging on the floor and only lifting at that end range. Turned out and lift. 2 more times. And up. Last one. And up. Okay, just stand back onto 2 feet. So I'm in my turnout. I'm going to tilt towards the bar. As I tilt towards the bar, I'm going to rotate the air leg to parallel and then back to turn out when I stand on it. So I'm twisting it in as I lean, out as I come down. Okay, so most of the power from this move is actually coming from your standing leg. Let's do 4 more of those. And 3, 2, when you get it up into the air, leave it turned in. Okay, so when you're looking at your leg, you want it back in line with your body. So just check that out. Parallel, you're going to turn those toes down a little bit. And now you're going to take your arm overhead. From here, I want you to bend your knee and your elbow together. Reach away, trying to maintain that height. When your leg's in parallel like this, you don't need the leg higher than your hip, but every time you reach out, encourage that same amount of lift. You've got 4 more of these. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, you're going to rise back up. Outside leg stays in the air. Okay, we're going to do a different kind of pivot now. I want you to leave your knee bent as we start this. I'm still in the turnout on the inside leg. So now I'm going to go back into the tilt. And this time from the tilt position, my hands on my hip again so you can see where I'm moving from. I'm going to rotate my body so now I'm hinged forward, squared off like I'm parallel to the standing leg, and then I'm going to turn back onto my side. So I'm going to rotate towards the floor and then back to the side. Down and open. So I'm keeping the leg fixed and pivoting the pelvis over the leg. 4 and 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm going to rise back out of that. Okay, I'm going to take that outside leg and I'm going to step it across into a curtsy and then out to the side. And over and out to the side. All right, you want to make this a kick instead of a tap. Let's do one more with the tap. All right, I'm going to kick on the next one. So same curtsy side bend kick. I'm using my top arm swinging. It's not really a big emphasis of the motion, but it gives me a target, and I want to kick that leg right in front of it, staying in the turnout. Last one. And up. All right. Let's do this to the other side. All right. So give yourself a little space away. Casually turn out. Hands on your hip for feeling things. Okay, let's bend that knee. So just start with your pivot. Just inventory also when you're doing these. It is okay if you don't feel symmetrical, but note it. And as we continue doing this routine every day, you can kind of compare. Excuse me, let's start your sweeping in and out. You can use that comparison to help you find new freedom on the tight side by using the looser side as a role model. Let's add that kick. So I'm going across, and as I extend the leg in the air, extend the leg I'm standing on. In, out, reach. And remember this one, we're letting the pelvis go a little bit. So you can watch my hand moving. 2 more. And last one. All right, so just back to standing. All right, now we're going to go into that hinge and the rotation of the outside leg. So you're going to fall into the bar, turn the leg to parallel as it gets to the air, and then back down. Hinging over and drop into turnout. When you're coming up, you don't have to let go of the bar. I just want you to see that you shouldn't really need it. I am getting the weight all the way back onto both legs. You're going to stay there. All right, check that leg's parallel and in line with your body. Top arms in line with your ear. Bend your knee to your elbow and reach it out. Pull in and reach away. Keep that lift. Make sure you're turning that leg to parallel. Recommit to that every time you reach out. Last 2. And one more time. All right, back up. Now, we're going to go into the pivoting exercise. So outside leg is lifted but bent. We're relating to the angle we've already set the inside leg at. You're going to tilt over again, and now you're going to rotate your pelvis square off towards the floor and then turn back out. Rotate down and out. So chest towards foot, like I'm doing a hinge like in a deadlift. Let's do 4 and 3, 2, and 1. All right, out of that. How about a little curtsy? So I'm going to cross over and just tap out to the side. Take a side bend. And that curtsy step back is to let you get a little more stretch through the outer hip. We're going to turn, after the next one, into a kick. So I'm going to step over, toes up kick. Over, lift. 4 more times like that. And 3, 2, and 1. All right. No. Last but not least, you can use the seat of the chair instead of the back of it. I want you to put your hands on the seat of the chair and just step back a little bit. You want to try to create a position where you darn, this mic cutting out when I drop my head. All right, hips over your heels. So first, just look down at your feet, make sure your legs are parallel, and you're going to shift your body weight back, flexing your hips more, but at the same time tipping your sit bones up to the ceiling. Pulling the sit bones up as you push your heels into the floor is a great way to feel like you're elongating the muscles from both ends. Now, if you can feel a stretch, I'm going to push my chair away a little farther. Still want to work with a flat back, but you can send your weight back a little past your heels. If you get too far, it completely diminishes the stretch. So if you're still not finding it, you could lift your toes and put something under it like a paperback book. That increased stretch in your calf should get you what you need in your hamstrings. Say you would be breathing, hanging out here for a little while, like 30 seconds. And then I want you to take your feet and turn your toes in. All right, so your legs are rotated in. Some people refer to this as pigeon-toed. I've not ever looked at a pigeon's toes, but I do not think this is how they look. Okay, backs to flat. Sorry for that deep, deep thought. It was so important. Weight still in your heels. You're going to bend your knees and they're going to knock in towards each other. Push down into your heels and extend the knees. Your knees will separate. So even though your knees are coming closer together, like they're kissing and coming away, the kneecaps are always looking in. Okay, so if I show you that from the front, I knock the knees together, and when I come up, I'm keeping that same angle. I'm still dropped forward at the chest, and I've got my back straight the whole time. Let's do 3. Pressing up, 2, and one more time like that. All right, roll yourself up. You're all done. Thank you for playing this quick exercise game.